They're doing some real island of Dr. Moreau level stuff in secret labs all over the planet, Michael Snyder reports. Do you believe that scientists should be creating entities that are part human and part animal? Do you believe that scientists should be creating lab-grown synthetic human embryos that do not require eggs or sperm? Do you believe that scientists should be performing gain-of-function research on the deadliest diseases that are known to humanity? Unfortunately, all of these things are already happening in secret labs all over the planet. Our world is filled with mad scientists that have absolutely no problem doing island of Dr. Moreau level stuff, but of course they may want to take any accountability if the horrifying creatures and diseases they unleash upon the world end up causing enormous problems. This week, we learned that a team of scientists in China was able to clone a rhesus monkey and keep it alive for 2 years. Scientists in China on Tuesday announced that they have cloned the first healthy rhesus monkey, a 2-year-old named Retro, by tweaking the process that created Dolly the sheep. Primates have proved particularly difficult to clone, and the scientists overcame years of failure by replacing the cloned cells that would become the placenta with those from a normal embryo. They hope their new technique will lead to the creation of identical rhesus monkeys that can be experimented on for medical research, they say. Could this technique be used to create an army of identical clone monkeys? Of course, sure. Could it also be used to create an army of identical cloned humans? Let's hope that we never find this out. Another team of researchers in China has created a monkey from 2 separate embryos. It's being reported that this infant monkey has an eerie green glow. Scientists have just achieved a milestone in stem cell biology after creating a monkey from 2 embryos, and proof of the achievement, perhaps unnervingly, showed up in the infant primate's eerie green glow. Although research labs have created such chimeras or organisms with cells from 2 different distinct sources in rats and mice, monkeys have been more challenging to work with because of their increased biological complexity and longer gestation and maturation time. In previous attempts, scientists have struggled to successfully incorporate injected stem cells into a monkey with less than 5% of the final organism grown from donor cells. In the new work published November 9 in Cell magazine, researchers managed to create a monkey that had an average of more than 60% donor cells expression across tested organs. We should all be extremely alarmed when we read about experiments such as this. But at least the first 2 examples that I've shared with you did not involve human genetic material. Last June, researchers in the UK created synthetic human embryos, quote unquote, without using human eggs or human sperm. Scientists have created synthetic human embryos using stem cells in a groundbreaking advance that sidesteps the need for eggs or sperm. Scientists say that these model embryos, which resemble those in the earliest stages of human development, could provide a crucial window on the impact of genetic disorders and the biological causes of recurrent miscarriage. However, the work also raises serious ethical and legal issues as the lab-grown entities fall outside current legislation in the UK and most other countries. Could such embryos be grown to maturity in a lab setting? If so, is this something that could be done on an industrial scale? And once they enter the world, would such entities be considered human? In other cases, scientists are actually creating entities that are part human and part animal. For example, again, scientists in China have been able to grow kidneys containing human cells in pig embryos, but some human cells also end up in the brains of the pigs. Chinese scientists have succeeded in growing kidneys containing human cells in pig embryos, a world first that could one day help address organ donation shortages. But the development, described in a study in the journal Cell Stem Cell on Thursday, raises ethical issues, especially since some human cells were also found in the pig's brains, experts said. The researchers from the Guangzhou Institute of Biomedicine and Health focused on kidneys because they are one of the first organs to develop and the most commonly transplanted in human medicine. And that is just sick. Let me give you another example that's even more alarming. It's being reported that the mutant coronavirus strain that was created in China was able to kill 100% of the humanized mice that it was tested on. Chinese scientists have been experimenting with a mutant coronavirus strain that is 100% lethal in mice, despite concerns such research could spark another pandemic. Scientists in Beijing, who are linked to the Chinese military, cloned a COVID-like virus found in pangolins, known as GXP2V, and used it to infect mice. The mice had been humanized, meaning they were engineered to express a protein found in people, with the goal being to assess how the virus might react in humans. Yeah, and that is just what we need. Why in the world would scientists ever create such a mutant strain? And why would they test it on creatures that are mostly mice, but that are also part human? According to Daily Mail, every single one of the humanized mice that the strain was tested on was dead within 8 days. Every rodent that was infected with the pathogen died within 8 days, which the researchers described as surprisingly quick. The team were also surprised to find high levels of viral load in the mice's brains and eyes, suggesting the virus, despite being related to COVID, multiplies and spreads through the body in a unique way. If something like this got out, what would happen? Right now, there is so much speculation about disease X, and the WEF is certainly not helping matters by making it one of the primary topics of discussion at their yearly gathering. And media outlets around the globe are certainly fueling the hype machine by declaring that disease X could potentially kill 50 million people. Global health experts are warning of a new pandemic dubbed Disease X by the World Health Organization that could be 20 times deadlier than COVID-19 and potentially claim 50 million lives. This looming threat could strike at any moment and is likely to have a far greater impact than COVID, which caught the world off guard in early 2020. I don't think that we should be giving a hypothetical disease a name and be speculating about potential death threats, but without a doubt, I do believe that extremely deadly pestilences will be very common during the years ahead. And as you sleep tonight, crazed researchers all over the globe will be performing extremely bizarre experiments on some of the deadliest diseases on the entire planet. And in many cases, they will be purposely trying to make those diseases even deadlier. Such experiments really are an existential threat to all of us, and it's just a matter of time before more accidents happen, Michael Snyder reports. This is by Michael Snyder, and he says, about the author, my name is Michael, and my brand new book entitled Chaos is now available in paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. In addition to my new book, I've written 7 other books that are available on Amazon, including 7 Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of the Future America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters, commissions earned. When you purchase any of these books, you help to support the work that I'm doing. And one way that you can really help is by sending copies as gifts to family and friends. Time is short and I need help getting these warnings into the hands of as many people as possible. I have also started a brand new Substack newsletter, and I encourage you to subscribe so that you won't miss any of my articles. I've published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and the Most Important News, and the articles that I publish on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I always freely ask and happily allow others to republish my articles on their own websites, but I also ask that they include this about the author section with each article. The material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. I encourage you to follow me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, and any way that you can share these articles with others is definitely a great help. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, I strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. This is by Michael Snyder on End of the American Dream. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account, the daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.